Ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurs from all over the world, please make welcome the truth guy, Mr. Home-Based Business himself. The man of the hour, everyone's favorite, Kerry Miller.
And good evening. Here we are again, man. What is up with that? I don't even know what today is. Let's see here. I think it's Monday. Today is Monday, and it's Labor Day, and so I labored all day. you know, some people took off, some people worked, some people made things happen, some people didn't. Whatever your preference is, I hope you had a great day, and that's really all that matters. And tonight we're going to start a three-part series. Steps 1, 2, and 3 will be in 3 separate nights. And so tonight is going to be in 3 parts. Each night will be in 3 parts because I like doing things in threes. And, kind of like 3 simple steps to making 6 figures. And, so it's going to be one of those things where tonight we're going to do 3 things. Step 1, 3 parts. Step 2, 3 parts. Step 3, 3 parts. And then on Thursday night, I'm going to do something special. And I'm going to show you how to launch a business. And some of you will, some of you won't, but it's going to be exciting for many of you who take that step. And that's why I want to take this next 3 nights and talk about the 3 things that you really need in order to launch a uber successful business. I mean, the 3 things that you need to do to be uber successful. And there's a couple of kinds of people, and we're going to talk about that in a minute when it comes to businesses. There's a belief system, and we're going to talk about that, and it's who you surround yourself with. And so I want to open up with a little story. This happened to me today, and I was talking to a young lady. Her son just turned 5 years old. And I could tell she was down. And so I asked her, I said, hey, how's everything going? She says, terrible. She said, I never thought 2020 could get as bad as it is. And she lives in Dallas, and that's where I was talking to her at, over in Dallas. And I said, well, wow, what happened? And I know many of you have seen the story on TV where they did a gender reveal in California, and they shot off some bottle rockets or something. I don't know, maybe the blue or pink, whatever. But anyway, her family lives right there where that fire was started. And she said they're okay. Fortunately, she said they evacuated and they got out. And she was supposed to be there this week. But because of COVID, and she only had a few days off work, she wasn't able to go because they quarantined. So she said, it just, everything just has fallen apart for me. And, she started talking about some other things, personal things that I won't talk about on this video, but, she was just brokenhearted. And a lot of people are going through that right now. There are a lot of people suffering. She flat told me, she said, I'm just broke. She said, I'm literally, and we talked about this last night, and somebody sent me a nasty message on Facebook for saying it, but she literally told me, she said, I'm not even living paycheck to paycheck anymore. And she works every single day. So we get knocked down, and we get drugged through the mud, and we don't know how to get up. And her and I talked for probably 30 minutes. And she was very appreciative. And I shared my heart with her, and she shared her heart with me. And she was very thankful that of the things that I said, the positive things. There's one thing you don't want to do when people are knocked down in the mud. You don't want to, berate them. But sometimes, you just tell the truth, and the truth is what they need to hear, and the truth is helpful. And that's what I do. I'm not a candy coater, I don't candy coat things. And I may say it in a different way, but I just don't candy coat things. But there are a few things you have to do in life because we all get drugged through the mud. We all go through those periods in our time. We all hit those points where we have to say, you know what? why can't I be successful? What stops me from being successful? Why can this guy make $100,000 a month and I only make 1,000? I work my butt off. You know, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and I can tell you that most of the times the silver spoon thing isn't true. Most entrepreneurs work their butts off and raise themselves up. I've been through the mud, the blood, and the beer and the guts, and so I understand that. You know, probably more than most because I've made it and failed and made it and failed and made it again. So you know, there's times when you go up and down in that. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that I need to do to be successful? What is it I need to do to create a successful business? What is it I need to do to create six figures in success? And you know, I used to say, and I told myself today, stop calling this a home business because basically everything right now is a home business, right? Everybody's working from home. Everybody's doing their thing. Everybody's being a part of what they do. Fortune 50 companies are at home. Fortune 25 companies are working at home. So really it's not a home-based business anymore. It's just a business where we decide we're going to work from home. We've decided that, okay, we're going to work from home. We're not going, it's not really a building a home-based business. It's just your office happens to be your address. So tonight we're going to talk about step one. And as I said in the beginning, step one is in three parts. And because step one is in three parts, step two will be in three parts, step three will be in three parts, and then Thursday night we're going to do something kind of special. But the first thing you have to do is you have to believe you will and you will. If you wake up in the morning and you listen to all the noise, and I know I've said this 1,000 times and I'm going to continue to say it until you stop listening to the noise. We are so worried about what everybody else is doing, we forget that there's things that we need to be doing. We're so worried about this person over here and this person over here that we forget, hey, I'm the one that believes in myself. I'm the one that's got to make it happen. If you wait on someone else to make it happen for you, you're going to be broke the rest of your life. It's just the way it is. Don't mean that in a bad way. But nobody's just going to walk up to you and say, hey, here's $1 million, enjoy it, because it really don't mean anything to you then, right? I mean, when people give us stuff, I want you to think about all the stuff you've been given over the Christmases past. Stuff that you were so excited about when you got it. How many of those things, I don't care how old you are, how many of those things do you still have today? See, it wasn't as important as you thought it was, or you would have never took it out of the package. You would have said, gosh, I want to cherish this forever. But the thing that you have to cherish forever is yourself. You have to believe in yourself first. And don't worry about what other people say. Because you will continue to fail, you will continue to fall, and you will continue to do the things that you're doing today that are stopping you from being successful in the place that you want to be. And as long as you listen to others, you're never going to get to where you want to go. I will tell you this. Turn off the negative and start listening to the positive. And it will change your life forever. I don't know if you read the Bible. Pick up the Bible. Read a few scriptures every day. Just open it up and read 2 scriptures a day. There are things that God is going to put before you that will change your life in a positive way. And you say, wow, I didn't even know that was in the Bible. I didn't realize there were so many motivational, positive things in the Bible. I didn't realize that the Bible was like that. There are so many ways that God speaks to us, and the Bible's one of them. And so what does that allow to happen? It allows what? You know, it allows you to speak. It allows you to do the things that you do. Somebody said, are you on? Yes, I'm on. And so it allows you to do the things that you do. And that motivation, that spiritual motivation is amazing. I've got a great spiritual leader in my life. His name is James Katina. He's one of the Katina brothers. the Katina Band. They're Dove Award winning musicians, amazing. But he's not just a band person that I followed half of my life and watched them grow up and watched them do what they do. He's a friend. But not only is he a friend, he's an amazing friend. But not only is he an amazing friend, he is a spiritual leader in my life. And I surround myself with those kind of people. He's an entrepreneur. He's an amazing entrepreneur. And you know what's most amazing about him is he believes in himself. And he believes that he will. And he listens and he learns. Even though he is uber successful as a musician, he's learning to become even more uber successful as an entrepreneur. And so he's allowed to do God's work and build his business from home, just like I do, just like many of you want to do. Secondly, if you want to start a business, you have to be in business. You can't have a hobby. Now, we have hobbies, but you don't want your hobby to be your business. Does that make sense to everybody? If you're in business, you've got to treat it like a business. I woke up this morning and went to work and had a very successful day. Many sat around and said, you know what, it's a holiday, I'm not going to do anything today, and I'm going to sit around and do nothing. And guess what they made? Nothing. And that's fine if that was their decision. But as an entrepreneur, I'm in business to do one thing: make money. When I'm ready to enjoy myself, I will take time off, and you guys won't hear from me for a week, and I'll be wherever I'm going to go, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Why can I do that? Because I am an entrepreneur, and I create my own wealth, and I create my own money to do the things that I want to do. Why do I do that? Because I'm in business. I don't have a hobby where I wake up and say, I'm going to do this a couple of hours a day. I work from the time I get up till the time I decide to stop, whatever time that may be. Some days may be a 12-hour day. Some days may be a 4-hour day. I try not to work much on Fridays. I try not to do anything on Sundays. It's just the way I'm built. Why? Because I'm in business. I don't go and punch a clock. Okay, I don't go punch a clock and come home and make a shelf to go on the wall, or make a few shelves to go sell at the flea market. I'm in business to generate wealth, like any business owner wants to do. And that's the difference between somebody who is in business and someone who has a hobby. Now, not everybody wants to own a business, and I'm very aware of that. You know, I'm very aware that not everybody wants to own a business. Most people want to absolutely do nothing. You know, I can't do nothing. I'm not wired that way. I would go absolutely crazy. But a lot of people don't want to do anything. But let me tell you something, and this may surprise you. If you don't have a lot of money saved up and created from your business, not a hobby, from your business, then you're never going to have time to do absolutely nothing and have the freedom and time to do that. So when you create a business, you're in business to build a business and to make money. A hobby is a hobby. So tonight, if you want to create a business, then you've got to think like a business person. What does my business require of me to do? What do I have to do every day to make my business successful? Now, some of you may say, well, Kerry, I still work. I understand that. I worked half of my life and still built businesses. I did it when I came home. I got home, I ate dinner, and I went back to work in my office in my home. And I built my business. My first business that I built that was uber successful was a roofing company. From the roofing company, I built a very successful app company. From an app company, I built a very, very successful beacon company. So, but I didn't just do that by doing nothing. I came home and worked. Then when I got to a point where I could replace my income, my JOB income, with Kerry's income, then I was able to work from home full time. And that took, let's see, 2010, I was 50 years old, I guess. Yeah, 50 years old in 2010. So it took me about 50 years to get there. Okay, but in 2010, I walked away from the corporate world and said, I'll never go back, and did my thing. And I've been doing my thing ever since. But because I'm in business, I have to get up and I have to go to work every day. I just can't say, whoop, I'm going to fly away and not do anything today. Now, sometimes, and you can ask my buddy Roger, I think's on the call right now. There have been times where I just disappear for a month and then come back, but that's because I can do that. You can do that too if you treat your business as a business and not as a hobby. Number 3 of step 1, part 3, surround yourself with successful people. If you surround yourself with successful people, you will be amazed at the lack of negativity drain on your mind. Because successful people talk about successful things. That's why you're listening to this show right now. That's why you come and listen to me yap every night. Because I'm going to tell you, if you want to be successful, follow successful people. If you want to fail, follow the failures, and you're going to continue to fail. That's just the way it is. And I didn't make that little statement up. I got that from my grandfather when I was about 7 years old, who was a very, very successful person. And he always encouraged us, surround yourself with successful people. There's been times in my life where I wasn't surrounded by successful people. I was surrounded by the deadbeats who were going nowhere. And I said, I can't do that anymore because they're dragging me through the mud and I got to get up and make it happen for me. You see, remember I said, believe you will and you will? I started believing that I could, and I did. I mean, it's the most amazing feeling when you have time freedom. It's something that will change your life forever when you have time freedom. When you can wake up in the mornings and say, you know what? I'm going to go to Florida for the weekend. Did you plan that trip? Nope. You woke up on Friday and you headed to Florida. Talking about my buddy Roger, I used to pick up the phone. I used to go to Florida and call him. And we've been in business together for a long time. And I'd go to Florida and he'd say, where are you at? I said, I'm in Florida. You didn't tell me you'd go to Florida, I know. But that's where I'm at now. And it's the most amazing thing you can do. Why can you do that? Because when you own your own business in today's world, because everything works where? Through the internet, and everything happens through the internet, and business happens through the internet. You can run your business from the internet. We walk around with these things in our hand 24/7, and so we're able to make phone calls. Our business never stops. We can do it from wherever we're at and enjoy ourselves at the same time. And if you will surround yourself with successful people, they will help get you where you want to go. Without any question, successful people thrive off of helping people become successful. I made myself a promise a couple of years ago that I was going to commit myself to helping people become successful. Now, one thing I have learned is a lot of people want to become successful, but they do what? They don't believe in themselves. And instead of starting a business, they want a hobby. And instead of surrounding themselves with successful people, they're hanging out with the same deadbeats that they've always hung out with, that every time they start to do something, they drag them down and tell them that they're dumb for doing it. So they're just all in the same club, the broke club. Living paycheck to paycheck like we talked about last night. On Friday, we get a paycheck. On Monday, we don't have the money to pay the bills because we all went out and had a good time on Saturday. Sunday came and we realized that we spent $200 too much. Been there, done that. I'm not talking about anything that I have not done myself. I have done it. I've been there. I know what it's like to live that kind of life. I don't ever want to live it again, And so when you surround yourself with successful people and they start seeing those things, because they love you, care for you, and want to nurture you and help you become successful, they'll point those things out. If they see you falling, they will say, hey, you're falling, and they will catch you and help bring you back up. If you're looking for a mentor, I want you to do something, and I'm going to close with this. Just go to kerrymiller.tv. Set an appointment with me. and I'd be more than happy to spend 30 minutes with you and help you gain the direction that you want to go. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I got some messages over here. Hang on just one second. Roger says he sure does. And I love doing it. I want to close with a video clip tonight, a little different than what I've been doing. And I created this about a month ago. And I found it in my archives a few minutes ago. Remember this: no one stops you but you. If you want to continue to help yourself going forward, you will make it happen. Everybody have a great evening. Good night. God bless. And I will see you tomorrow night for step 2.
You are the sunrise waking my day. You are the moonlight shining my way. This is where I call home. You are the fire warming my night. With you I'll stay till the morning light. This is where I call home. This is where I call home. Your love is like no other. Your love is where I feel alive. My safety and my shelter. Your love is my home.